This is how you make cafe level coffee in the mountains. All my coffee gear fits in my backpack. And here is my full coffee setup. I've got a Swanner kettle with my little gas stove. I use the Hario V60 size 01 brewing cup. It's very durable. It's made of good quality plastic, so it can't really break. And you can even hang it from the side of your backpack if you are a bit tight for space. And I'm using a stainless steel double-walled mug just to keep our coffee warm. And then hand grinder, which is in here, probably take that out. And lastly, a nice little pocket scale, which should be accurate to 0.01, just so you can weigh your beans. Little cup that I use to weigh my beans in. And then we bring Rosetta our coffee this morning on Table Mountain. So yeah, let's check it out. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to weigh my coffee beans. We're going to be brewing 15 grams of Rosetta's Benti Nenka Natural Amazing Coffee. We are grinding on a nice medium fine setting. Wow, what a view. Don't know if you can see it, but there's actually a rainbow over the side of Lion's Head. It's a bit further down, so I think the camera angle is not getting it. Grind is done. So to minimize my gas usage, I bring my water preheated in a flask, so I don't have to use as much gas. You could even just make a pour over by carefully pouring from a flask. If you don't have a Swanner kettle, that's an easy hack, but it does help a lot to have a Swanner kettle. It's a game changer for pour overs, but it's not an absolute necessity. So if you don't have a Swanner kettle yet, just use your flask and carefully pour with a thin stream of water. I use Hario's paper filters, and I like to rinse it out. Some people say it's not necessary, but why I also like to rinse it out is if you rinse it out, the paper filter sticks to the cup, so there's a slight breeze, your paper filter is not blowing off the mountain. So it's a little hack that helps brewing outside. So I like to brew with water that's just off boil. So just bring our water back up to boil, because in the flask the temperature does decrease a little bit. A pro tip, if you want your water to be super hot, preheat your flask, throw out a bit of the hot water, and then pour the boiling water immediately into the flask. It's already nice and hot for your water. Zero our scale. Just going to use my stopwatch, and we're going to bloom with 30 grams of water for 45 seconds. Yeah, that looks good. I like to look at my coffee when it's blooming. It can often tell you a lot about the beans. If it's fresh, you should see some nice bubbles forming. You should see it rise a little bit. Old coffee, you'll see it look very flat and look kind of like stale. There's no like activity and life happening there. Okay, so just a 45-second bloom, and then we're gonna do our first pour. Starting with a very slow center pour for 15 seconds and slowly creating these concentric circles going outwards. And I'm keeping my eye on the scale. I'm going to pour up until 150 grams for my first pour. And they're different brew recipes. You can play around with what you enjoy. We're gonna pour the rest of the water up to 250 grams. Just nice and slow pour, evenly pouring across the whole coffee bed in concentric circles. Our brew is done, and let's give it a taste. Oh, that is incredible. I cannot tell you how delicious this coffee is. The view definitely adds to it, but this coffee has some really good notes. Floral aromas, peachy jam, and lychee. And the lychee is coming through just perfectly. It's sweet, well balanced, just delicious. You gotta try it. So you don't need that much gear to make really good coffee in the mountains. What is absolutely essential is a good grinder and your pour over cup. Something to keep your coffee warm, and you don't want your brew to be getting cold while you're brewing it. Hot water, you can use a flask. If you don't have a Swanner kettle, or a kettle with a controlled pour also works well. A Swanner kettle obviously is just golden, that's the best. You need a little scale. You can get any cheap scale. At home, I like to use the Time or Black Mirror scale. It's a lot better because it's got a timer function on it as well. But here in the mountain, I just use this little small one, just very light, and I just use my phone's timer because I'm already using my phone as a camera. And then you need great coffee. That is absolutely essential. You need good quality beans, freshly roasted coffee. There are so many good roasteries in Cape Town. If you would like me to make a video on my top coffees and coffee roasteries in Cape Town and taste them in the mountains, let me know in the comments. Something I would love to do. And thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel down below. I'm trying to revamp the channel and bring it back to life, and I've got a lot of awesome things planned in the future coming to you this year. Right, thank you very much for watching, and cheers to the mountains. Yoo!